Are the tortuous efforts to build two ferries on the Lower Clyde Holyrood's greatest scandal? A trip down memory lane. Lobbygate in 1999 was the first eruption to cause a parliamentary probe, with allegations the son of a Labour minister was in a privileged position to gain access for clients. A future First Minister was accused of wrongdoing.
We've been saying consistently for 5 weeks that neither I nor MD in my office did anything wrong at all.
The minister at the centre of the so-called Lobbygate affair has been cleared of any impropriety. The Standards Committee unanimously decided that Jack McConnell had done nothing wrong.
It proved to be a storm that couldn't knock over a teacup. However, Officegate brought down a First Minister. It shouldn't have. When Henry McLeish sublet his parliamentary office, he took a bunker mentality approach to questions.
Why don't you know how much rent you took by subletting before '98?
Today is a matter for Glasgow, an important day for Glasgow, and I think
Do you know what the figure is, First Minister? Do you know what the figure is?
Another opportunity to answer questions.
Do you know what the figure is, First Minister? Why won't you say the figure, First Minister?
He insisted it was a muddle and not a fiddle. It was, but his inability to deliver a full disclosure of all the circumstances forced his resignation.
What is important is that I take full personal responsibility. Others who work with me and for me have been criticised, but the ultimate responsibility is mine and mine alone.
The last 23 years has seen resignations defined by misjudgments. David McLeich's tax affairs forced him out of the Tory leadership, and a cheque to Wendy Alexander's campaign came back to haunt her tenure as Labour leader. Inappropriate messages caused Mark MacDonald and Derek Mackay their careers. Question: were any of these really serious enough to merit resignation? The cost overruns of the Holyrood building project has been the scandal in hard cash terms. Lord Fraser's inquiry detailed the reasons why a building, once mooted at £50 million, ended up costing over £400 million.
Where did it all go wrong? Lord Fraser issues his findings into the Holyrood fiasco, and the civil servants take the biggest hit.
There is no single villain of the piece. There were, however, catastrophically expensive decisions.
The Fraser report was supposed to stop procurement projects going off the rails. It didn't. The Edinburgh Tram project took an eternity to get on the rails, and the Calmac ferries have yet to set sail. Post-Fraser, it really is a scandal that botched procurement robs the public purse.
This is a government that operates by collective responsibility, and I am responsible ultimately for all decisions that the government takes. The buck stops with me. I have never tried to shy away from that on any issue.
There is a sense of chaos at the heart of government over the ferries contract. They accept responsibility, but in the world of realpolitik, it doesn't seem to mean anything.
What does collective responsibility mean? What's the consequence of that?
Well, collective responsibility means that I'm answering your questions 7 years after the decision was made as a member of the government, despite not being elected at the time. That's what collective responsibility means.
Is that all, though?
But it also...
OK, thank you for doing that, but is that all it is? £240 million of public money? Is that all the responsibility? Is that the only consequence?
Scandal, a word that is overused and frequently abused, but in the context of the two ferries, it seems inadequate to truly capture the scale of incompetence and mismanagement. Any resignations likely? Don't bet on it.